Recently, a discovery has been made in the Middle East, where a team of archaeologists have uncovered a long-lost civilization. These archaeologists have agreed to share their found artifacts from the excavation site and share the knowledge they have uncovered about them. On the excavation site, we found many artifacts that led us to believe what architecture might have been like in the ancient civilization. We found mud bricks from buildings that were destroyed, and they were made out of mud and straw, and some were still intact because of the sturdiness of the bricks. These bricks were used because of how strong they were and how well they were made, because they were so tough and hard to break. The architecture of this area would currently be referred to as modern architecture because of the harsh grid cut lines and the precision used. The bricks were made out of mud and were dried in the sun, which made them so hard and hard to break. And they could stay intact for long periods of time with little to no maintenance, so the ancient people did not always have to worry about renovating their homes and adding things to it, because they were always in such great condition.
This is one of the papyrus pieces found at the excavation site. This seems to be made of the papyrus plant, which grows well in the Nile's fresh water. Having pressed papyrus plants with writing suggests a written language, specialized workers, and a strong central government. This civilization had a complex writing system using characters or pictures called hieroglyphics to convey their ideas. We also found sandals, mats, and baskets made of papyrus at the site. These show the people's resourcefulness and use of their surroundings. One such artifact that we found was jewelry made of ivory and gold. Having jewelry among their possessions suggests this civilization's value in personal adornment. These were worn by both genders and by all social classes, though those of higher class usually used jewelry composed of gold, ranging in colors from gray to reddish brown to rose. This variation in color suggests that the peoples of the civilization had the ability to mix silver, iron, and copper. Their jewelry was also inlaid with various gems and semi-precious stones, such as turquoise, garnet, chameleon, obsidian, rock crystal, emeralds, and pearls. Some of these stones are not native to the region, suggesting this civilization's trade with others. Having ivory jewelry shows that they were able to tame animals, even those as large as the elephant from whose tusks ivory is made. The fact that much of their population wore protective amulets leads us to the conjecture that they had a religion of some sort. They might have used these amulets to ward off evil spirits.
The wheel is evidence that this civilization had an advanced society and specialized workers. They must have also had a surplus of food because they did not have to solely focus on hunting, farming, and gathering. They had enough time to make inventions to make everyday life easier. Specialized workers were evidence in the society because they were able to build this wheel somehow and maintain a consistent food source at the same time. Therefore, people had different jobs and specialties. The wheel also showed that they had a method of transportation as well as a need for transit. This civilization was clearly advanced for their time.
The bronze weapons show that this civilization had the resources and intelligence to forge iron and steel. They must have had competitors that were trying to take over their land, thus the need for weapons. They also showed that they had an army of armed soldiers and well-developed that they had to protect. They also probably had specialized workers because the army could focus on the protection of the city and raiding other ones, while other people farm or build some of the other artifacts shown at this site. This society was clearly very well developed.
And this has been Good Morning America News, live in the Middle East, covering this amazing story.